All right, let's jump right in. Google's AI research tool, NotebookLM, just got 5 huge new upgrades. And I'm not talking about small little tweaks here. These changes are massive. They completely transform what this thing can do, turning it into a real powerhouse for research and, well, just getting stuff done. So let's break down what's new. But first, let me ask you something. Imagine all those articles, all those videos, all the files you've collected for a project. What if they could do more than just, sit in a folder? What if they could actually talk to each other, combine everything they know, and then build a website for you from scratch? Yeah, I know, it sounds like something out of a movie, but trust me, you're going to want to stick around because that's exactly where this is all going. So this first batch of updates, it's all about getting control over your information. We're talking about new ways to organize and structure everything right inside the notebook. It's about turning that mountain of chaotic data into something you can actually use. And all it takes is a couple of clicks. Okay, first up, and this one is an absolute game changer for anyone who deals with, well, a ton of information. You can now take pretty much any source you can think of, a website, a PDF, heck, even a YouTube video, and just, poof, turn all that messy, unstructured info into a beautiful, clean, organized data table. Instantly. And the best part? The process is just so simple. Seriously, you just upload your source, you hit the data table button, and, you can tweak the prompt if you want to get really specific, but that's basically it. NotebookLM does all the hard work in the background, and then it just hands you this perfectly organized table. It's amazing. So, to really show you what this can do, check this out. In the original demo, someone took a YouTube video, about the top 100 movies of all time and fed it into NotebookLM. And just a few seconds later, this table popped out. Look at it. It's not just the movie titles. It pulled the rank, famous quotes, little trivia facts, all of that from a video. The potential for this is just, wow, it's incredible. So let's think about how you could actually use this, right? I mean, what about competitive analysis? You could literally just feed it your competitor's website, and bam, a few seconds later, you've got a table with all their products, their pricing, all the key takeaways. You're basically scraping and structuring data from the web, but you don't have to write a single line of code. It's pretty wild. All right, let's talk about the next update because this builds on that first one really nicely. This is all about making your chats with the AI way more valuable. Think about it. Your conversations, the summaries it creates, they're not just one-off things anymore. They're becoming powerful assets that you can actually reuse. So here's how it works. Anytime the AI gives you a really good answer, you can save it as a note. Simple enough, right? But here's where the magic happens. You can then take that single note, or even all of your notes combined, and treat it like a brand new source document. This means you can start analyzing your own thinking, your own summaries, and just keep digging deeper and deeper into your work. Okay, so we've gotten all our information structured inside the notebook. That's great. But the next set of features is about breaking out of that box. It's about connecting your research to the rest of the world and linking up with other really powerful tools. First things first, seamless exporting. All those notes you've been carefully saving, you can now shoot them straight over to a Google Doc. And those awesome data tables we just talked about? One click, and boom, they're in a perfectly formatted Google Sheet. You're basically turning your research into a ready-to-use data pipeline. But listen, this next one, this is the big one. This is probably the biggest update of them all. You can now take your entire notebooks and import them directly into Gemini, which is Google's top-tier AI model. And this is so much more than just an export. It's like opening a door to a whole new universe of things you can do. Just look at the difference here. On its own, NotebookLM is awesome, right? It's great for analyzing your sources, summarizing things, answering questions. But when you connect it to Gemini, the possibilities just explode. We're talking about combining what you've learned from totally different notebooks, generating images from your notes, and, get this, actually coding entire apps and websites based on your research. This opens up this really powerful new idea. Let's call it multi-notebook synthesis. In the demo, they took 2 separate notebooks, pushed them into Gemini, and just asked it, hey, combine what you know from both of these and turn it into a landing page. And it just did it. It wrote all the code right then and there. This is the moment where research stops being just research and starts becoming creation. Now, you might be wondering, how is all this new stuff even possible? Well, these features didn't just pop up out of thin air. They're all being powered by some really big upgrades to the engine that's running the whole show behind the scenes. So what's under the hood? Well, NotebookLM isn't running on the old models anymore. The source material tells us it's now powered by Gemini 3, and that's a way more advanced, way more capable engine.
So, okay, what does that techie stuff actually mean for you? Well, it boils down to three main things. One, you're going to get faster responses. Two, the analysis it gives you is way more detailed and thorough. And three, just chatting with it feels more, well, more natural, more human. All around, it's just a much better experience.
All right, let's get to the last big feature update, and this one is all about putting you in the driver's seat. You're no longer stuck with some one-size-fits-all AI. Now, you can actually tune its personality and its behavior to fit exactly what you need to do. You've got all these new chat controls now, so you can manage your chat history, you can tell the AI, hey, give me the short version, or no, I want a really long, detailed answer. But the coolest part, I think, is that you can set its persona. Need a tutor to walk you through something? You got it. Want a devil's advocate to poke holes in your arguments? You can do that too. Or maybe you need a super smart PhD-level study buddy. You get to decide. And this level of control really brings us to a bigger picture. When you see all these updates together, you kind of have to take a step back and realize this isn't just about one cool tool getting a few new bells and whistles. This is a signpost for just how fast AI is moving, and that has huge implications for, well, pretty much everything: how we work, how we learn, you name it. Think about this number for a second. 300 million. What is that? That's the number of jobs that a recent Goldman Sachs report predicts AI is going to impact in just the next 12 months. And, when you see a tool like this evolve so fast, it went from a simple note taker to something that can research and literally code a website in one update, that number, it starts to feel very, very real. And that leaves us with one last really important question. Look, the debate about whether AI is good or bad is kind of beside the point. The technology is here. It's getting faster and more powerful every single day. So as our tools get this smart, this capable, at this insane speed, the real question we have to ask is, how do we evolve too?